evening and welcome. My name is Gemma Freeman. I'm the Executive Chairman of Hunters and Frankau, and I'm delighted to welcome you here this evening for the world launch of the Ramón Allones Allones No.2 Limited Edition 2019 from Habanos SA. We have had quite a challenge organising this, but thanks to the support of the Cuban industry of Habanos SA, here we are today with the cigars, albeit slightly distant from each other. We have 600 people joining us for the launch this evening, and we're very, very much looking forward to starting this event. I'd like to just pass over to José Antonio C.Gars, who is the Corporate Director at Hunters and Frankau and UK's representative from Habanos SA.
Thank you so much for your introduction, Gemma, and good evening, everyone. On behalf of Habanos SA and our partners, Hunters and Frankau, we would like to invite you to join us in this wonderful evening in terms of enjoying the unique opportunity of leading a global launch once more. So, Gemma, should we start to light up our cigars?
Yes.
And start with the celebration as well?
Let's do it. And anybody who's here with us, we would invite you to light your cigars and let's get started.
Ramón Allones es una de nuestras marcas más antiguas, fundada en 1837.
Y muy apreciada por los amantes del habano, a los que les gusta la fortaleza y la intensidad de un gran habano.
En el 2015 lanzamos nuestra última edición limitada con una gran aceptación dentro de nuestros aficionados.
La idea de lanzar y poner en el mercado el Ramón Allones Allones No.2 como edición limitada surgió hace ya más de 2 años y fue la consecuencia de combinar de una manera única y perfecta un concepto tan exclusivo como nuestras ediciones limitadas, con las características de tener hojas en el tabaco con un añejamiento de al menos 2 años y un portafolio que no existe en el portafolio estándar de la marca, y por otro lado contar con la marca Ramón Allones.
Una de nuestras marcas más apreciadas por los aficionados, y así lo demuestra sus 50 ediciones regionales lanzadas con una magnífica aceptación.
Desde luego, lanzar Allones No.2 en el Reino Unido no es casualidad. El aficionado al habano inglés es amante de productos intensos y de gran fortaleza, como es el Ramón Allones. De hecho, ya en el año 2005 lanzamos en exclusiva para ese mercado una edición regional bajo la misma marca, Ramón Allones Belicosos, que curiosamente tenía el mismo formato que el Allones No.2 que estamos lanzando ahora. Y por supuesto también el Reino Unido, a través de nuestro distribuidor Hunters and Frankau, representa uno de los mercados más importantes que tenemos.
Estamos seguros que no solo en Reino Unido será acogido con mucha ilusión este lanzamiento, sino que también lo será en el resto del mundo.
Habanos y su departamento de marketing lleva sin duda en su ADN la innovación.
Ramón Allones se presenta al mercado en un estuche novedoso y esperemos que a todos les sea de mucho agrado.
Estamos seguros que esto sorprenderá porque la exclusividad de este envase, unido a nuestro concepto de edición limitada y a la propia potencia que tiene la marca, representará una experiencia única para los amantes del habano.
Esto es de primera, así que esperen la edición limitada de Ramón Allones, que es una joya.
estos momentos estamos realizando una edición limitada de Ramón Allones, un habano muy especial ya que cuenta con hojas añejadas por 2 años, lo cual marca la diferencia y lo distingue.
Estas hojas añejadas exigen mucho más cuidado. Se traduce en más calidad para el producto.
Este nuevo surtido de edición limitada de Ramón Allones marca un nuevo hito para la fábrica Partagás. Por tanto, se lo recomendamos teniendo en cuenta su calidad, el valor de su aroma, de su fortaleza y la exquisitez de su gusto.
Everyone, I hope you enjoy this evening and I hope you enjoy this wonderful cigar. Good night.
Thank you very much and good night.
There we go.
Fabulous. Thanks a lot, Anthony. I hope you've all have your cigar and been able to light up. Just going to make special mention to our special guests on the call this evening, Mitchell Orchant, who's the Managing Director from C.Gars Ltd. We also have Quitterie Perrachon, who's the UK brand ambassador for Hine Cognac, and you have your little samples that we're going to come to later on the call. And also Jimmy McGhee, who's the Head of Communication and Trading at Hunters and Frankau. So, Jimmy, have you unmuted yourself?
Yes. I have. Yeah. I mean, I think my wife wishes I had that mute button. How was the video? It was a little bit jumpy for me.
Yeah, you.
Was it a little bit jumpy for everybody?
Yeah, you jumped near the end.
I'm sorry about that. It is live on our website now. So if anybody after this, if they want to go and watch the video more smoothly, it may be running there. I don't know what that is. I thought maybe it's the weather or the connection or something like that. But yeah. We also have Tim Collicott as well, my colleague who looks after the Northwest for Hunters and Frankau.
Hello.
Who is looks like he's in Havana at the moment. So can I say a few words about the cigar, Paul? Would that be a nice place to start?
Yes, certainly. In regards to the recording of the Zoom, we do have this being recorded, and I'll get Anthony to actually cut in the video from their separate file into the Zoom call so it comes through clear. And we'll have this posted onto YouTube tomorrow as well.
Right, I'll watch my P's and Q's, Paul.
Yeah, I'll hand over to you, Jimmy, to talk a bit about Hunters and Frankau, the importance of the UK to the launch of Ramon Allones. And
yeah. Okay, well, I mean, there's a lot to say, and I know that the most important thing with all of these things is that we can enjoy ourselves. So I'm going to keep it relatively brief. But the first thing I'd say is thank you very much to Paul, to Sarah, and of course to Mitchell for first of all hosting such an amazing event like this, but also for inviting me along. It's a real pleasure and a privilege to be taking part in your evening. Ramon Allones as a brand is famous for a few things. One is it's the second oldest brand from Cuba that's still making cigars today. So started in 1837. Just the only one older is Por Larrañaga. And it was also famous for developing the lithography, the brightly coloured labels that they put on labelled boxes, which you still see on a lot of brands today. The Ramon Allones brother, or the Allones brothers, were the first people to start that. And even the 898 box, that was Ramon Allones. And some people, including Min Ron Ni in his book, the famous book that he wrote, he gives them credit for developing the band. So they were quite a forward-thinking brand. The relationship with us it goes back a very long way. I mean, they were established in 1837, but we actually, one of the companies that went on to become Hunters and Frankau purchased the brand in 1908. And so when we had the brand, there was something like 70 different sizes. There's only 3 now. But we sold it again in, I think it was, we sold it for about 19 years. In 1927, we sold it. And we sold it to the company that owned the Partagas factory. And the first thing they did was transport production from La Emencia factory to the Partagas factory. And that's something that still happens now. So it's a full flavored cigar. It's got some characteristics people recognize with Partagas. But I always say that the Ramon Allones is the perfect example of a full flavored cigar that's not necessarily strong. You get a lot of flavor, you get lots of character, you get lots of different subtle flavors that we can talk about. But you don't get that kind of chokehold that you sometimes get with a very strong cigar. It's a limited edition cigar. which obviously means that it's limited. Every year, Habanos make 3 cigars that are made in that year, and the tobacco is aged for a minimum of 2 years, whereas with a standard Habanos, you would find the Ligero, the one for strength that they use in the blend, would be aged for 2 years, but the other cigars would be maybe as young as 6 months in the case of the wrapper. With a limited edition cigar like this, all of the leaves are aged for 2 years, and you also see on a cigar like this, they're much darker than a standard Habanos, and we would call those a Maduro or Colorado Maduro wrapper, and they come from further up the plant when they harvest them, and there's more sugar involved in those plants because there's more photosynthesis occurring. So the darkness is really the sugar naturally occurring within the leaf, staining out and staining the leaf a bit darker when they cure it. So if anything, when you get a dark cigar, you may expect them to be overpowering or too strong. I think a dark wrapper indicates to me that you're going to get a little bit of sweetness on the top taste. It's not, I mean, the wrapper is too thin to make much difference to the smoke, but it's the one leaf you taste when you put the cigar into your mouth. And so it's a top taste, you get that slight sweetness, but it's a grown-up sweetness, you know. It's not a banana milkshake or a can of Coke. It's a burnt molasses. It's a 70% pure dark chocolate. It's there, but it's a top taste, so it's not necessarily the smoke. The Campana size, this is a Campana size cigar, 5.5 inches by 52 ring gauge. Campana means bell in Spanish, and it's called that because it's a slight bell-shaped. Now, the Monte Cristo number 2 that some of you will know is a 5/8 of an inch longer, and that's called a pyramide because it's the same sort of shape. And I don't think it's ironic. I think it's a point of note that when the regional edition concept was launched in 2005 by Habanos, we were one of the first companies and countries to be involved in that, pioneering that project. And the first cigar we chose to take part in it was the Ramon Allones Belicoso, which is exactly the same shape and size as this cigar. So we have a huge amount of links to this brand and this size, and we felt that this was the natural home to launch this cigar. I would also say that anybody who was fortunate enough to meet the late, great Simon Chase, who was, anybody who doesn't know him, he was the former marketing director of our company, and he used to be the auctioneer every year at the auctions in the Habanos Festival, and by far the most knowledgeable person I've ever met about cigars. And he would always tag the Specially Selected, which is the same brand but Robusto size, as his favorite cigar. And in fact, I remember being in our boardroom once and seeing our chairman, Mr. Lewis, I mean, David Lewis to you, but I will still call him David Lewis until the day I die. Mr. Lewis and Simon Chase arguing like a pair of schoolboys about who decided that the Ramon Allones Specially Selected was their favorite cigar first. So not just out in the market, but within the boardroom of Hunters and Frankau, it's got a lot of fans, this brand, and we're delighted to be able to launch it here today. We were supposed to launch it last year. You can tell that by the 2019 on the band. That was slightly delayed, and we had plans in place to launch it in the normal way that we do. But obviously that's all been, that was all torn to pieces with the current situation that we're in. And so we looked for something new to do. We all decided that a Zoom call with 600 people would be a nightmare. And so we decided to do something a little bit different. And it seems to have taken up very well. So that's the cigar. It's classified as full flavored. And the cognac, I don't think I should say anything about the cognac because we have somebody far better qualified than me to talk about that.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. Sorry. Maybe before we go across to Quitterie, you just mentioned the relationship of Hunters and Frankau and Hine, and where that relationship stems from.
So the relationship between Hine and Hunters and Frankau is a very strong one, and it goes back 25 years or more. But the product that we have in common is the Hine Cigar Reserve. So, of course, Hine goes back, I think, longer than Hunters and Frankau. We were established in 1790. I think Hine is even a little older than us.
1763.
Thank you. Perfect. But Bernard Hine was very good friends with Nicholas Freeman, who's passed away now, but was the previous chairman, or was, one of the previous chairmen of Hunters and Frankau, Gemma Freeman's father, who's the current chairman. And they were very, very good friends, and they spent a long time developing the Hine Cigar Reserve cognac as a cognac that would be able to match up to some of the more intense flavors that you get with a Havana cigar, but also retain the elegance that you find with a cognac. And so after, I think, what sounds like a lot of fun and quite a lot of sampling sessions, they developed the Hine Cigar Reserve cognac, and that came out 24 years ago, nearly 25 years ago. So we've always worked with Hine. We used to have the distribution many years ago, but it's still a company that we hold as part of the family, you know, and I hope they feel the same way about us.
It's gone very quiet, so I think fair to say, Jimmy, no.
Sorry?
Just add a little bit of trivia. The Ramon Allones Belicosos was indeed the first regional edition. It didn't even have a second band.
That's right.
Not
numbered.
In 2005, we did a Orchant Selection limited edition of the regional edition, 64 numbered boxes, thanks to John Darnton, who was the sales director of Hunters and Frankau, and that kicked off our Orchant Selection Havana program in style, because I think we sold them in about a day. Now when we bring out a new cigar, they sell in about an hour, but back then it was very impressive.
I didn't know that. That's brilliant. Yeah.
I've still got a box in the office.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And now look at it, Mitchell Orchant Selection is a very big brand now.
Go figure. Now I'm a legend in my own humidor, my own imagination. Can I tell you?
I'm a legend. Just ask me. I think, and the other thing, the other. I mean, what we decided to do with this with this party was we wanted everybody to be able to try the cigar, and we know that we can't have a big Zoom call. We know we can't all get together as we would have done in the past, and so all we tried to do with the cognac and the chocolates, which were developed by the executive pastry chef at 5 Hertford Street Private Members Club in London. We've got 3 chocolates there to go with the 3 different stages of the cigar as it develops. So there's a milk chocolate one to start with the first part of the cigar, which is more about the aromatics. We have a milk and dark chocolate one with nuts for the middle section of the cigar, which becomes more about flavor. And then we have a dark chocolate one with coffee that's for the final third of the cigar, which is really for when the cigar is about intensity and character and strength. And what we really wanted to do is just say, everybody try this cigar, and let's just try and make it in a way that we can showcase the cigar in a positive way. Because we know we can't do anything like we used to. And who knows when we'll be back. But this is, well, my journey home will be a lot shorter. Put it that way.
Jimmy, much appreciated. I know that you need to join some other Zoom calls this evening. So thanks a lot. We're going to pass over to Quitterie now, who's the UK brand ambassador for Hine. And you can get all your Hine Cigar Reserve XO samples and your glasses ready, and then we can do a little pairing. Over to you, Kate.
Hello. I'm going to share my screen, guys. Can you all see it?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. So just going to introduce myself very quickly. So I'm Kate. Just call me Kate. It's easier because even French people don't know how to say my name, so it's very weird. So I'm working for Hine for like a year now, and I'm very glad to say that it's basically my first time working with the cigar fan, so it's my pleasure. So I'm going to say quick words about Hine. It's not moving. Okay, so Thomas Hine was born in 1775 in Dorset in England, and his father was a great fan of France and cognac. So he told them, like, okay, go to France, learn your French, and obviously learn cognac. So he went to Cognac, he learned how to do cognac, how to produce cognac, and of course, how to sell cognac. He did it well, so well that he married his boss' daughter, and he gave his name to Hine after that. So since then, 6 generations of Hine are working in the house. So today we are still a family-owned business with almost 30 people working. I insist on that we are like a very small business. We are 30 people working. in the vineyard till the sales spot. And so you can see on your on the screen that we have a stag. This is our emblem that we are saying proudly that the stag is sitting on the French soil, but looking at the British soil. This is the mini joke that we are saying all the time, but we are very proud to say that we are part French, part British. So here you have Cigars Reserve, guys. So this is the cognac you have in your glass, I hope. So I did it like an hour ago and I did my tasting notes. So what I'm feeling is that it's very rich and very spicy. Because of what? Because of the fin bois, the soil I was talking to you before. Usually, I try to tell you that before, but we are only working in Fine and Grand Champagne, the best soil. But Bernard Hine and Nicholas Freeman was like, okay, we need something punchy, something a little bit spicy, because Hine Cognac are not strong enough for cigar lovers. So we are calling Cigars Reserve the original of the range because our eau de vie are from fin bois and they have been exceptionally used in the blending to match the finesse of Hine Cognac. So why do we add some fin bois? It's not that much, but it's the difference between Hine and Cigars Reserve because it brings more strength, more wood, so more wood, more sugar, and of course more spice. So I think when you're tasting it, do not hesitate to ask me to interrupt, but you find some fresh pepper, and I love pepper, and I use it everywhere, and this is something that improves in your mouth when you're drinking it, when you're speaking. And also some nut aromas, and on the finish, it's here when you're speaking, you have honey. So I was speaking with Jimmy a few months ago, and he told me, and some other cigar lovers, because I'm not an expert yet, I hope so one day, that Cigars Reserve is one of the best cognac to match with cigar. It's the perfect pairing. So to continue, we are the sole official cognac supplier of Her Majesty the Queen since 1962, and it never stopped. So let's fingers crossed, but I think it will never stop. So I don't know if you guys read some spirits magazine, but Hine was also at the 7th position of the best-selling brand from Drink International last year, and 5th position at the top trending brands. Sorry. So I put that like that because meaning that we're sitting with the big guys like NC, Martel, Rémy Martin, Courvoisier, but we are still here. We have still our British roots here, and you can find us everywhere, I think, thanks to a lot of people in the UK. And this is just to sum up what I said before. So Hine is a 255 years young family-owned cognac house with strong British roots. This is the only cognac house to hold a royal warrant by Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II. Our philosophy of excellence brings our attention to every details, from the grape to the bottle. We owned 115 hectares of vineyards in Grand Champagne, which is the region's first growth. I said unparalleled vintage cognac expertise with unique collection of finest eau de vie dating back to the beginning of the 19th century. So I'm going very quickly because I mostly wanted to focus on the Cigars Reserve and the relationship we had with Hunters and Frankau. But if you have questions, do not hesitate, I'm here. So to finish, so Hine is not only a remarkable family house, it is the true masterpiece of the Cognac region. That's all for me. Thank you for listening.
Great, thank you very much. All right. We've done several different pairings with Hine Cognac through our different cigar sampling lounges. And I think the homage is always an interesting cognac that comes up because it's
I
actually...
have homage here, but I didn't say anything because I wanted to stay on the cigar reserve that you have. But if you want more information about anything or pairing with cigars, I'm here. If you want a training online, I'm not that busy now, so do not hesitate.
Because the homage is, it's the aging in the cask is actually finished off in the UK before they bottle it. So
absolutely.
Real UK marriage and the homage in terms of the name there.
Yeah. This is the beauty of the marriage between France and England with this one.
Yes. So just go back to Anthony, if you're on the call. You just want to mention the social media gift prize and have that.
So, yeah. If you could, and you are on social media, if you can take a picture of yourself enjoying your cigar with your Hine Cognac, tag us on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter using the hashtag RAA2launch and just tagging us at C.Gars Ltd. We'll be looking through all of the photographs tomorrow, picking our favourite one, and they will win a bottle of the beautiful Hine Cigar Reserve Cognac.
That's this one.
That is the one. That is the one. So take as many artistic photographs as you can. You can enter as many times as you like. And yeah, let's see those pictures.
Thanks, Anthony.
No problem.
So, Mitchell, you've had a chance to smoke the cigar, and have you got some comments and feedback?
Yeah, sorry, I lost you there. Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, all good.
Well, I think it's very nicely balanced. Actually, it's I'm not a huge fan of the limited editions per se, not all of them, just specific ones over the years. But I think this is actually a very, very good blend. I think it'll age further very nicely indeed. It's definitely complex and it's extremely well balanced. Of course, I'm an extremely big fan of Ramon as a brand generally, even though it's not as big as it was some years ago. But I think this is a very welcome addition, and hopefully it'll give a boost to the popularity of Ramon Allones as a brand. But no, it's first class. It's everything I actually hoped it would be, considering all the fanfare we've given behind this launch of this particular cigar. And I love the presentation. The green boxes are quite magnificent. I love boxes of 10. And I love Campana size. It's my favourite size, Belicosos. So I would say 10 out of 10 at this stage. Very, very impressive. What does everybody else think? I don't know if you can comment or give a thumbs up or put it in the chat box. But what's the consensus?
Yeah.
Got a thumbs up over there.
Yeah, have you got something to say?
3 from me. The cigar in the middle. 3 thumbs up.
That's unusual, Ash, one, because you usually complain about every bloody cigar.
Yeah, this one's rust. Wait till I buy the box.
It's a really, really consistent smoke.
Yeah. So Mitchell, when do stocks arrive and we have them shipped out?
Well, they're arriving tomorrow. We're able to ship out from tomorrow, and no doubt they're going to sell out extremely fast because allocations are very tight. I think Hunters and Frankau are probably slightly overwhelmed with the demand and maybe taken by surprise about how popular these would be. It's obviously become much more difficult to get large allocations of limited and regional edition cigars over the last couple of years, and I think it's probably more challenging now than ever, probably partly because of agricultural and wrapper leaf issues in Cuba, and also the shipping issues because of Corona slowing down all the shipping lanes. So if we've sold out as quickly as I think we will sell out, don't despair, because we're hoping for further allocations over the next weeks and months from Hunters and Frankau, who are no doubt trying their best to get the stocks in as quickly as possible. So a little patience might be required, but yeah, we will be shipping out orders from tomorrow, which will take a few days, but everybody will hopefully be getting what they've asked for and will ask for.
Fabulous. Did anybody else have any questions in regards to the cigars or feedback? Or questions for Keith from Hine?
Mitchell, you know they talk. I didn't fully understand this. Campana, Pyramidus. I understood the two differences, but what does Belicosos actually mean?
It's just the shape of the cigar. It's like a short pyramid, if you like. So if you've got the Monte Cristo #2, Upman 2, Diplomaticos #2, they're a pyramid S, 6 1/8 inches. But a Campana, which is the same as a Belicosos, one's the factory name, one's the popular name. It's 5.5 inches, so it's just a bit shorter.
So it's about the shape, the Belicosos part. That's the generic word. So even the petty one, the petty torpedoes would fit in that category of Belicosos.
No, of Pyramid S. Or Pyramid S.
A petty Pyramid S.
It's a smaller one.
Yeah, but it's a Belicosos.
That's a good question. It's not actually a Belicosos because that's the specific size, 5.5 inches, 52 ring gauge. The petty Belicosos is smaller.
Okay.
And it draws so far, Ashwan?
Yeah, wait till I buy. This is a gift box. You know what gift boxes mean. Wait till we get the main box.
No, it's from the same stock, so you know it's a good sign. Has anybody got a cigar with any draw issues, or are these? They're all good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
I mean, mine's absolutely perfect. This is exactly what I'm looking for in terms of construction of a Havana or any cigar for that matter. It's absolutely perfect. Just a tiny bit of resistance, but all the flavours are coming through perfectly. So
it's wonderful.
Spot on. Good to hear. Excellent. And the consensus on the flavour of the cigar, would you say classically Ramon? Because for me, it's pretty classically Ramon, but maybe it's stepped up a notch on strength, which just could be the vintage that the tobacco has come from. But to me, it's very classically Ramon tasting.
It reminds me a little bit of Seri Doro, Mitchell. You know, the way it's got that green and then the flavours improve all the way through. It's going to the next 10 years are going to be fantastic.
Yeah, if you can wait that long. I couldn't wait that long with a cigar like this. I go through boxes like this, like a fiend, just one after another till they're gone.
We'll have to keep buying them to stay up with it.
Yeah, if you can find them, which is not very likely.
Toby's just putting comments in here. Do you have a couple of comments on the cognac and the pairing there, Toby?
Cool. Hello there. I think it's absolutely brilliant, but it's a lighter cognac and it's quite a light for XO. I've just spent 2 days of judging cognacs for IWSC and it was absolutely fantastic. This is a lighter, more floral style, so it's more in the background to support the cigar. This is quite a big cigar, so I have a cheeky, don't tell anyone, a cheeky rye whiskey here, and the spiciness of the rye actually goes along perfectly. The cognac is more here to support and actually keep your palate fresh, so it's brilliant, really nice actually. I love it.
Thanks, Toby.
So how many cognac fans are there on this chat? How many people like cognac with a cigar?
Well, I can get it, yeah.
Maybe over hands.
Yeah, normally I drink rum, but like I'll never say no to cognac.
Sorry, I've just got to say Adam knows exactly where he can get it.
Hi, Sam.
Yeah, Adam knows exactly where he can get it. And he does drink cognac.
Yes.
No points of ice that happen.
We have some Hine Cognac available through our Termo Cigars and Whiskey retail stores. So Sam works with specialty brands and he's the wholesaler and distributor for Hine Cognac in the UK. So thanks, Sam. Glad that you were able to join the call.
Has anybody tried the chocolates yet?
Oh no, I forgot about them.
Yeah, I've had the first one. I've had the first one with the first third. Really good. So yeah, it's my first real. Going back to the cognac, it's my first real cognac with cigar pairing. Loving it and enjoying the milk chocolate with hazelnuts as well as I'm going through the first third. Yet to have any ash drop this end, so smoking really well. Yeah, beautiful. So far, so good.
So, Tim, do you know the chocolates that we're having in the packs?
Yeah, they're produced by a guy called Vincent Zanardi from 5 Hertford Street. The 3 different concoctions of chocolate and hazelnut and what have you, designed for you to try different elements of the cigar. The milk chocolate, I believe, is with hazelnuts is for the start, the first third of the cigar, followed by the dark chocolate with rich almonds. That's medium, and to finish off with the dark coffee infused chocolate. Unfortunately, there isn't a description on the actual packs, but the milk chocolate's pretty obvious, and the other 2, I think you just have to try and work out which is which, just by a simple taster. Very flavoursome, and they do add to the whole almost meal that we're enjoying with the cigar and the cognac. It's quite a little feast and very entertaining.
Tim, I'm Ashwan. Nice to meet you. Are they available to buy, these chocolates?
No, they were made specifically for this occasion.
And worse thing, Ashwan, as you know how much I love chocolates, a lot of people might find the chocolate missing from their sampler pack. Sorry about that. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, mine are definitely gone. Thank you, Tim.
Welcome.
Enjoy.
Very well.
So, Tim, you're obviously the Hunters and Frankau rep. You're our rep in a few of our locations. How have you found the demand from your retailers generally for the new cigar?
Immense. Absolutely ridiculous. It's phenomenal. Obviously, you hit the nail on the head earlier, Mitch, with regards to the distributional issues that we have, and they are very much hampered by the COVID situation, both sea freight and air freight. We're hoping to have another allocation end of September, but that's fingers crossed. And the current situation we've got with the rest of our portfolio is handleable at the moment, but it is gradually becoming more and more difficult. The whole of the Upman range, besides Majestic, are unavailable. And one of our flagship entry-level cigars, the Upman J, in all packings has been unavailable for a long time, and we don't know when we're going to have replenishment, to be honest with you. The same with Quitterie, which is a great introductory brand. The out of stock list, unfortunately, seems to be growing, but fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll be getting another shipment shortly and we can replenish accordingly. To get back to your original question, limited editions are catching on at a great rate of knots, and all allocations were filled to the max. There's literally not a box left.
I think the whole scene's changed over the last few years with limited editions, because we went through a period where limited edition would come out, but it wasn't really very limited because it seemed to be an unlimited supply. So they really weren't terribly desirable. And when the next one would come out, people just weren't that interested because there just seemed to be an endless supply. But over the last couple of years, they seem to have been genuinely limited, in some cases, limited to a ridiculous extent that we wouldn't even have enough to, sample them with our team and, put out a few boxes because we would get so few boxes. Case in point would be Monte Cristo Supremos. I mean, that was just ridiculous. There was nothing available. So it's nice to have a small supply of the Ramon, even though obviously we could have done with about 5 times as much. I'm sure all the retailers could have. But at least it seems to be getting back to a more common sense number that are actually being made and allocated. And that creates and maintains the interest in the limited edition program. So I don't know how Cuba find a balance between making zillions too many, like with the Romeo Hermosos 1 and 2 as a silly example, and the opposite end of the scale, Monte Cristo Supremos. Somewhere there has to be a balance. I'm not sure the Ramon's a balance, but it's certainly heading more towards the right direction.
Absolutely. As I say, we're waiting for a further allocation, but to what level the brand will be limited I hope personally it is limited because, as you say, it adds to the value and the specialness, if you like, of the limited editions.
Yeah, completely agreed. And that's the point. They should be special. They should be limited. You've got to, you know, if you've managed to acquire a very special cigar, I think it makes the smoking experience that much more unique of that particular cigar.
Agreed.
I think the Upmann situation is very interesting, to digress from the Ramon brand for a minute, because until literally today, the Majestic hasn't been available for ages, and that's one of our biggest selling cigars. So we nearly fell over when we found out there was actually some availability. But also the Corona Junior, sorry, the Corona J now, I think partly that problem is the tube problem as much as the cigar problem. So that's an ongoing issue which presumably is going to affect all tube cigars for the foreseeable future.
It could well do. Unfortunately, I can't comment. I don't know. I just know about the current situation, but it's only going to, unfortunately, become more of an issue as time goes on.
Well, we're thinking maybe we're going to open up a tube factory and go out of the cigar business.
Good idea. No flies on you, Mitch.
Oh, yeah, listen, I'll go where the business is, you know me. Can I tell you? Oh, I've missed all these chats. What's everybody saying?
We're enjoying our cigar too much, Mitchell. I actually feel it's milder as it gets towards the last third. It's very mellow as you get down there.
Not peter out, but mellow a lot in the middle third.
Yeah.
It's first class. Great smoke. Oh, Ashwan, look. I'm using your lighter.
Let's have a look. We're right. Oh, there you are. Cheers, Mitchell.
Right, just so everyone knows, this Dunhill lighter came from Ashwan, and it's my birthday on the 14th of September, so everyone should send me a Dunhill lighter, thank you.
Very good. Have we got our team Sarah in Chester? They're doing a live event at Bar Lounge. I know they just dropped out of the picture.
Yeah, because they've been drinking all afternoon.
Okay.
Callum's there.
Hi, Callum. Have you got some feedback?
Oh, yeah. You picked the worst possible time to throw to us. Sarah's just gone to the loo. I'm sure she wants everyone to know that. But,
Callum,
but
she's
yeah,
got to powder her
I'll give you a
nose.
little tour. So we've just got a few of us here upstairs at the grill. There are more of us here, but there's just been a little group toilet trip.
Okay.
But, hello from Chester. Anyway.
You drink.
So sorry, Mitchell.
I said bloody Northerners. It's all that tea they drink.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. I know, especially Sarah. She's awful for it.
Yeah, it's a wonder she has time to do any work between drinking tea and posting funny photos on Facebook of her dancing.
I think that is about her day, to be honest. I don't really see much else happening.
Great, and I'm paying my staff to do this. I mean, something's going wrong here, Paul. I don't know.
You know, it's good promotional stuff. People like it. So what can we say?
I didn't know we were allowed to dance. Okay, so that's the next YouTube video. Is everyone doing a dance?
What? I'll get Sarah for this. What she started.
I think we want Sarah to dance live on the table, actually.
Well, if we can get a consensus on this, if we can all agree when she comes back.
Listen, we're a full-service tobacconist. You want to see us dance or do anything to get an order? You've got no idea.
Oh, yeah. Once she comes back, if we all get on it, I'm sure she will. Power of peer pressure. Yeah.
How many different countries have we got in this call? Anybody got any idea?
We've got a few.
At least three.
I think I've seen Germany. Angola.
Angola's a good one, considering the connections with Cuba.
I'm from Angola.
Havana,
Emiliano here.
Hi, Emiliano.
Yeah.
So Angola's got some connections with Cuba.
Yes, we got some history in terms of the revolution. So yeah,
pretty close, Angola and Cuba, and cigars have kept us closer.
There was an interesting documentary about Cuba and Castro last week on TV, and it had a whole segment about Angola. And it was just fascinating that here's a Caribbean country fighting in Africa. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, the history goes a lot with the Cold War and the whole Russia-US thing. So, but yeah, Cuba has been very, very dominant in terms of Angola, in terms of the influence, especially tradition, food, and cigars lately.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys that were in the military in Angola, they had colleagues from Cuba who were also military, so they started smoking. So I have a lot of uncles and family that smoke Cuban cigars because of their friends from Cuba. So,
do they grow Cuban tobacco in Angola, or is the climate not okay?
Yeah.
I don't think Angola's famous for its tobacco production.
No, there's no production here. Yeah, we just smoke cigars right now.
Have you been to Cuba?
I'm still waiting for my cigar because I'm still waiting for the cigars because yeah, it will take some time to get because of the whole COVID pandemic. So it will take some time. Hopefully next week I'll get them.
I hope so. You'll enjoy it. It's a really great cigar.
Okay, so I'll just give everyone a reminder, the social media, we'll do that draw tomorrow. So use the Ramón Allones launch hashtag. Also tag in C.Gars Ltd. It's sitting there in the chat if you'd like to cut and paste that and post your social media. And we'll do that draw tomorrow, and Anthony will circulate that on social media who the winner is. Also, this Zoom call has been recorded, so it'll get into production tomorrow and then be posted to our YouTube channel. So you can go on there to see the video if you didn't catch it all at the start of the call. Just like to say thank you to Tim from Hunters. Pass our thanks across to Jimmy as well. Unfortunately, he had to drop from the call because he had other Zoom calls to join as well. And also to Keith from Hine Cognac. I know this is the first for you, but once we're able to do some live events back in the UK, we'd love to see you up in Liverpool and Chester and any of our retail stores to do some more cigar samplings, and we'll get you smoking a cigar as well.
I will, trust me.
Well, my thanks to everyone for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to carry on herfing, you can all come over to my house. I've got nothing else to do this evening. I'm sure my wife will be delighted to welcome you. Just let us know if you've got any dietary requirements beforehand. We cater for everybody, every type of diet. Alternatively, you can join Sarah. She's going to be dancing on the tables very soon.
Hey, that one, you're away. Naked. That's implied.
So with that, thank you all for joining the Ramón Allones Allones No.2 World Launch. Glad that you can join us, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for me. You'll enjoy the cigar.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Have a lovely evening, everybody.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in.
Adios.
Good night. Good night.